Welcome to Disability, where we turn our diagnosis into a dominant trait. Today, I'm sitting with a man who beat cancer not once, not twice, but 3 times. During his life, he has overcame diabetes, a severe family car accident, and an amputation. But due to his resilience, that didn't stop him from being an actor, community organizer, influencer, and dancer. On top of that, he spends his time working with grade school kids, side by side with the youth. When he reached out to me, I couldn't help but be interested in his story and having him on the platform to share it all with you today. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, meet Alanzo.
What's up, everybody? What's going on?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Everything good.
All right.
Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Oh, of course, man. Thank you for taking the time, pulling up. You know, I know you came from work and everything, so I appreciate you making time.
No doubt.
So I always like to just start at the beginning, just so people get an idea who you are. So take us back to your childhood, man. You know, how was that like for you, though?
Man, I grew up in Brooklyn, Flatbush, New York. You know.
Okay,
so,
shout out to Brooklyn.
Yeah, I went to private school. You know, private school first from like pre-K to like 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
No, pre-K to 8th grade, and then after that, I went to high school, public school. Mm-hmm. So I went to Grady first, and I went to Erasmus after that. Graduated in 2003. Yeah, you know, played basketball. I played against Sebastian Telfair. I ain't gonna lie, T smacked us about 50.
So you was like on the basketball team?
I was on the basketball team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
You played against Sebastian Telfair?
Yeah, his team. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Karan Clark and all that. Shout out to them. You know. So.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out Bassie. Yeah, that was New York. New York is known for basketball, man. A lot of people be talking this, that, and third, but we the mecca of ball. Remember that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Basketball is coming back too. You know, you got guard the fat boy. You know.
That's my man's. We was just doing the interview the other day.
Oh yeah. He cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he supposed to be having something in the summer, like have like runs or something. So
for sure.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay, for sure. Did you have siblings?
Got an older brother and a younger sister.
Okay, were they in the basketball too, or that was just your thing?
My brother was, but you know, like. He did his own thing, but nah, my brother, he used to play like Allen Iverson and all that, the crossover and all that. Crazy.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I used to hate my older brother because he got the handle. So I was like more like a poster person and all that. But
got you.
Yeah.
But that's a good one too. You know what I mean?
Too, yeah.
That's good. That's a nice one too. Any other hobbies outside of basketball?
I like dancing. You know, listening to music. People say I should get into comedy, but I stay in my lane, you know. But I just like do it for fun. But it's like natural, you know,
right.
The natural ability to make people laugh and all that. So,
would you ever try like stand up or something? Or that's too deep for you.
It's not too deep, but I mean I know where I stay at. So
I got you.
I won't like. I gotta make sure I know the audience and the audience like can relate to me, you know. So that's the thing. So I won't make a fool out of myself. So.
I got you.
I got that. I'll leave it to Chris Rock and Kevin Hart and all.
Yeah,
that.
leave it. Yeah.
Every now and then I do a little, you know, what I'm saying like skits and you know, making people laugh naturally in my own way. So
no doubt. Okay, so growing up, did you experience any sickness other than like a cold? Like, do you have any like pre-existing conditions as a kid or teenager? You never really was.
Nah, never really experienced nothing like that. I mean, I come from a family like the background like Caribbeans. You know how they got their remedies and all that. So
right, yeah.
So like my dad, like I ain't gonna lie, my dad do not believe in going to the hospital or doctors at all. Like for everything, he got a remedy to every single thing. Up to this day, he does that. Yeah, shout out to my dad. You know, he's 69, looking good, so he in Guyana taking care of himself. So
it works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, yeah. His mom, which is my grandmother, she died at the age of 93. So you know, so it's a blessing. So I try to keep on her legacy, basically. You know, like keep the family together, which is hard though, because she was like the pillar for the family, make sure everybody was intact, and she was the glue to the family. So once I lost her in like 2016, like after I was like going remission in my cancer the first time, yeah, it kind of like really hurt everybody in the family. So
yeah, my condolences, man.
Yeah.
So you just spoke about cancer.
Yes.
Tell us what cancer you were diagnosed with.
I was diagnosed with synovial sarcoma cancer in 2014.
Synovial sarcoma cancer.
Yes.
What is that? And was that the first time you heard of it when you were diagnosed of it?
That's the first time I exactly heard of it.
Okay.
First, they told me sarcoma, and then they wasn't 100% sure, so they was doing research, and once they did the research, they put it together. So they put synovial sarcoma cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what exactly is it? What, like,
It's
if you can explain it?
It's like a bone and a joint cancer. So like 1 out of every 1,000 of people, million of people get it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I got it like before my 30th birthday. I was 29 when I got it. So when I found out, so. But it's in your joints. It's be like all of your joints, like your hands and like anywhere in your body is connected to a joint. So, but it's weird though. Like not a lot of people get it though. But when you do get it, it just change your whole mind aspect about your life and everything that's going around in your environment.
When was there? Did you ever have any inklings that like you had any kind of like joint pain or anything? Like, was there any ever signs before you was diagnosed with it?
Yeah, I mean, like my hand was swollen and it started hurting me. So when I went to the hospital, they gave me like the medicine, like painkillers or whatever the case may be. But it wasn't feeling right with me. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't like doctors or hospitals. So like I tell people all the time, like when your body starts telling you like different signs, like please like jump on it immediately. Don't wait until the last minute to do that or all that, or don't ignore it because you want to play Superman or Superwoman, and you don't got time to really be playing that type of position when it comes to your health. And I believe health is wealth and wealth is health. So that's the thing. So like when I got cancer, when I first found out, like my whole mind just went blank. Like I was numb. Like it's so hard to explain like the process of. It's not hard to explain the process, but it's just like I was so shocked, so I couldn't even really say too much, and I was just trying to process everything that the doctor was trying to tell me, and I was trying to still be strong for my mom and my auntie, so they over there like breaking down. And I try to stay strong, but I had my moments. So, but like I tell people, if you got your moment, just let it out. Like don't hold it in because it makes no sense to hold it in. Like it just gonna drive you crazy. So, like mental health is very important, and we don't really discuss it like that, especially with like guys like. They be telling us don't be sensitive, don't show no feelings and nothing like that. But you're a human being. Like, how can a woman show feelings and she's a human being? And a man cannot show feelings and he's not a human being. Make it make sense.
Right. Everybody got emotions.
Everybody got emotions.
For sure. So were there any tests run before you got the diagnosis, or did they just know right away? This is what it was.
They did a biopsy.
So they did a biopsy. Okay, speak to us about that.
Yeah, they did a biopsy, and then after that, like about a week later, and then they came back and told me that I had cancer. So
what was the biopsy process like? Break that down to us. How does that?
It was nerve-wracking because I had to go there and get anesthesia and all that, and they did the process and all that. So I'm glad I wasn't up for that. But yeah, but it's a hard, like nobody wants to get surgery. Nobody wants to get their body cut open or nothing like that. So that's why it's very important to really like take time to like understand your body and understand health and everything else. Like what's going on with our foods. Because like I said, like earlier before we even started, like processed foods is what's killing us in this United States and all that. Period. So like you just eat the correct foods that give you like a lot of electricity and all that. I think our bodies lose a lot of nutrients and vitamins because we eating a lot of food that's really like being tampered with and like processed and all that. So.
That's real. You said that once the doctors told you and you got the diagnosis, your mind kind of went blank. At what point did you find the strength to like start researching maybe and looking into the type of cancer you had and getting more information about it?
I started looking in it, but like sometimes like when you do research, you got to pay attention to the dates because sometimes the information is not really updated. So it's like you'll be going by the basic information, and then when the doctor tell you something else, more information, and you be like, wow, that wasn't even on the internet or that wasn't on like the the Google search engine and all that. So
Right.
but other than that, like my process of that was crazy because. And then, like, what frustrates me about the doctor, like, oh, you okay? No, how can I be okay after you just told me I got cancer?
Right.
How?
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm just like a little frustrated. So I agitated about that. But like, I always tell people all the time, you have to have a good support system, but God first. You have God first, and then you have family, and then whoever else is around you to give you that the strength and courage to like even like fight your battles and all that. Because at this point, like I tell people, if you going through something, or you could, and then if you don't have somebody that's close to you that can relate to your situation, like it's nothing wrong about going and getting help professionally.
Right. That was my next question for you. Who did you turn to? Who was your support system? And in what ways did they
at the time
help you out?
At the time, my first time was my mom and my auntie and my immediate family, but you know, through them, I had God directing me through them. So other than that, but like the second time going around, like I had my cancer came back 9 years after 2014. But it's everything with between my cancers for 3 times that I dealt with, it's a process. First time I got my right thumb amputated. The second time in 2023 in September, I got my whole hand amputated, this hand amputated. And then 2024 December, I had like a mass, and it was on my left thigh. So the cancer has spread, or whatever the case may be, because at the time my heart function was too low. It was too low because the first time that I did the cancer 2014, I was in chemo. So I was taking 2 different chemos, and both of them were strong. So at the time, as it go along, like my heart was like losing the functions or whatever because it was too strong, the chemos that I was dealing with.
Okay, so I want to know, when did the chemo? So you got first diagnosed with the cancer in 2014.
Yes.
And the doctors came to you and said they didn't start with amputating anything. They said, we're going to give you chemotherapy to try to treat the cancer. Is that what happened?
At first they did the chemo after, like right after they did the amputation though.
Okay, and
my right thumb.
And the first thing was your right thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then so I guess talk to us about that, like having to hear that the thumb, like, because right now I gotta say, man, your strength is out of this world. Like I have to tell you that personally, right? Because if you came to a regular person, any person, and say we got to take any kind of body part, I'm pretty sure they would break down, right? Like you got to have a lot of strength to be able to overcome something like that.
I broke down,
so
but like after a while, I was just like making fun of it. After a while, like because people were like, "Oh, you crazy?" I'm like, "Nah, it's not me being crazy." I'm like, I just know how to deal with situations. Like I'm just so. I believe in a higher power, so I'm like, I just have no choice but to lean on him. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But at first, I'm like, oh shoot, I lost a thumb or whatever. And then like weeks later in the process, I was just like laughing at it. And then like my son at first, he was like, oh, you got 4 fingers, and give me how 4s. So I'm just like, I'm not even mad, like or whatever. I'll be making jokes. Like even now, like. With this hand, like my wife now, she be like, "Oh, this Brian." Like I don't know what she came up with. She was just joking one day, and she like,
she calls it Brian.
Brian, yeah. So she gets mad, like, oh, so if it's me, she gets mad at him too. Yeah. Like
so you 2 different people.
Yeah,
like
2 different people. Yeah. But it's funny though. I'm like, oh, I like. It's just funny. Like me and her got the great chemistry. But
that's what's up.
But she was there for my second time when I had cancer.
Okay.
So, but she was my fiance at the time. So, but yeah, so
okay,
it's crazy that how she just like come into my life. Like it's crazy because
how did you guys? I mean, if you don't mind sharing, if it's not personal, but how did you guys meet?
Through Facebook, through a mutual friend.
Okay.
That's in a BBW group. So that's how I met her. through a mutual friend.
Okay.
We started talking and everything, and then
A BBW group.
Yeah, BBW group. Shout out to BBW.
All right, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, BBWs, no?
Hey, listen, shout out BBWs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
BBWs, yeah. But,
okay, so y'all met through a mutual, and then you started hitting it off and everything. Okay,
right away, yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
But yeah, she sent me to her family and all that. Like I met her mom and them. So I was like, oh shoot. Once I met the mom and the grandma, I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So it was good, but
Okay.
like, but other than that, like I appreciate her, because she been there when at my worst.
Right.
So
right.
it's like it's crazy that how we got married because we supposed to get married this year, 2025, like July. We end up getting married October 28, 2023. I had my surgery for this arm. I had my surgery the 26th of September, and I got out the hospital. I kid you not. We planned to win it in 3 weeks, from October 1st all the way to 28th.
Wow.
Like, we planned to win it. I'm like, it's crazy. Like, even we talk about it now. Like, I was like, yo, how we planning to win? Everything went smooth, all that. Like, all the people that we invited and all that, I'm like, it really drastically cut into, like, more than half.
Right.
So I was just like, it worked out smooth. Everything worked out for that point.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, I really want to marry you because I'm like, you showed me true love and all that. Because this is my second marriage. My first marriage, I was young and, my ex-wife, things didn't work out the way it's supposed to. But, I'm always appreciative of her because she really give me an insight of like who to love next and giving somebody else a chance. But you got to heal in your own way too.
Right.
Like, don't rush into situations and all that if you're not really healed within yourself.
That's dope. No doubt. Give it up for that. That's good information right there.
Yeah.
You were speaking about the chemotherapy.
Yes.
And how it kind of made you feel like, weird, icky, speak about that process for people who've never had chemotherapy. Speak to us just about what's a day like? How is it? Is they call you in, give you an IV? Like, speak to us about the process.
Yeah, it's IV. So, 2014, when I first started doing chemo and all that, like, I go there every 2 weeks. So then the recovery is probably like a week and some change and then go right back into it. But when I go there for the days, it's like they put IV and then I had a port. Matter of fact, I had to get a port.
You had a port?
Yeah, I had to get a port.
Okay.
So they stick it right in the port. So they do chemo through the port.
Okay.
Yeah, it drains your body a lot, though. Drains your body.
It makes you feel weaker?
It makes you feel weaker and all that, too. And then they give you, like, medicine to try to get your cells back. So I was taking 2 different types of chemo, and I was taking something to get my white blood cells and my red blood cells back in order. So the process is just crazy. And then it's like it changed your mood swings. A lot of people don't know when you're dealing with cancer and you're dealing with certain situations, it's changing mood swings. Like my mood swings started changing. Like I started getting angry and all that, like towards like the people I love, because it's not their fault. And it's not my fault. It's just that something.
It's the way the medicine is making your body feel.
And there's something was bigger than me that I have no control of it. But I just kept praying and had faith and believe that everything's gonna get better.
Right.
So and then after that, I was just like, man. And then I couldn't even watch certain movies anymore because it's like I just break down, like either like Tyler Perry movies or like Lifetime. I just break down, So it just. I went through a little bit of not fully depression, but I just felt like I had my moment where I was a little bit depressed.
Right.
But I caught myself. Like I tell people, you gotta find your niche. My niche is basically dancing and basically listening to music and all that. So that's why I do TikToks and Instagram and all that.
Yeah, I see you on there. I see you on there turning
and
up.
the AI, I do all that. I do a lot of things for the entertainment and all that too. I try to like even help people out too. Like my son and I, one time we went to 3rd Avenue, 149th Street, and then it's crazy out there. It's another world out there. But yeah, I was like, let's go buy pizza and something like that, and then like feed the people. Just basically.
Oh wow, that's dope.
I just do things out of my heart. That's in my Instagram and my TikTok as well. So
that's dope. That's dope.
Video.
After the chemo was done, what was that supposed to kind of? Because I'm trying to figure out what was their solution? Like, what was supposed to be the end goal, of the chemotherapy? Because they had already taken the thumb at that point, right? So now they're giving you chemo to kind of treat the cancer, to put it into remission. And eventually it did go into remission, right?
Yes.
For the first time. How did that make you feel? Was you like relieved?
I was relieved though, but like after the years, but they told me like it's a possibility between 9 to 10 years it could come back, and they came back within the 9th year, which is crazy.
Oh wow!
But I was like, wow, I was doing everything to eat right and all that, but I'm like why me? Like I didn't understand why it came back. Like even people ask me questions now, like, oh, why it came back? I was like, I can't tell you. If I could tell you how exactly or why it came back, I would have an answer for that, but I don't have an answer.
Right.
I think the man upstairs got the answer. I don't know the answer until it revealed to me later on. But other than that, like I said, the process of that is just crazy. The chemotherapy, the mood swings, and all that, and getting yourself back together. It's a mental thing too. It's not even the physical; it's just more mental.
And you said you had to do chemo every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
And how long was for how long?
I feel like I think it was from November all the way to like April.
Okay, so you're talking like 6 months.
Like 6 months, yeah.
Okay.
6 months is just doing nothing. Like can't work, do nothing. It just made me depressed being in the house and all that. So
right.
I just started finding little things like just like reading and like dancing and do little things that like make me smile, make me not be depressed.
So after that happened, and they came to you and said, we're going to have to amputate more, right? Tell me the story about that. What happened right before that led up to them telling you that decision?
Okay, the way they found out in 2023, they ran some tests and they called me back. They called me, the oncologist. They was like, they talk to you or whatever. I said, okay. They ran MRIs and CAT scans and all that type of stuff. So that's how they started to find out the cancer came back. But the oncologist, I'm glad he retired. No shade, no disrespect. But yeah, he just like basically sugarcoat, like he trying to like sugarcoat it or like justify of him explaining the reason. And then my wife, was my fiance at the time, was like, doctor, just be honest or whatever. And then he said, oh, your cancer came back. Then once I found out, she broke down first, and I try to be strong once again. Right. Then next thing you know, I end up being in the fetal position in the chair or whatever. So I broke down. So it hurted me to see her cry, and then it to me cry. So I was just like, man, but I was more worried for her than for myself because I already dealt with cancer before. She never dealt with anything like that. Right. So I was asking, I'm like, and I know that she really loved me. I'm like, because she been there and she dealt with it. I'm like, I want you to know that, I got nothing but love for you. And if it's too tough for you, just let me know so I know how to deal with it. And she just stuck with me, like, it stuck as a. Yeah, shout out to her. She always said we go together real bad. For
sure. Shout out to her, man.
Yeah.
Y'all meant to be for real.
Yeah, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's a Gemini, I'm Aquarius, and we always her birthday soon, so she always every time my birthday done, she like, oh, my birthday coming. I'm like, listen, it's like not another few months, like just relax. I got you,
So after they came to you and said we're gonna have to amputate your hand. Yeah. Right? Is that where the amputation stops at? Like the wrist?
Yeah, right.
The wrist area. Okay.
That's called below the elbow amputation.
Below the elbow amputation.
Yep.
Okay.
Below the
now once that happened, you have a new reality, right? It's like
reality.
I lost a hand, right?
A hand, yep.
What is the adjustment period now for you? In your mind, are you still thinking I got two hands, or are you like, okay, I got, you know what I mean?
It took me a minute to realize that though, because I was
right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, I got the nerve. Even now, like I feel like I have two hands, but I'm like, I really got to look at the reality. Oh, I don't have two hands, but it's like the nerve and all that making me feel like I got that other hand. But other than that, like I said, the process was really challenging. Because it was really getting to me like spiritually and mentally. So I had to really pray. I had to really be strong at this point. Like I can't let nothing defeat me. So like even when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yo, I know nothing cannot stop me. Like I feel
Right.
like I'm really superior, like a superhero.
Dope.
But I go through little moments and all that. Like my wife be like, yo, if you gotta go through a moment, cry. I don't even care. Like
Right.
just show your feelings. Like if you want to use your vulnerability to the point that where like you just want to show your feelings or you just want to vent, like do it. Like
Right.
it makes no sense to hold it in.
Were you ever self-conscious of it? Like when you go out in public and other people see you, did that ever cross your brain? Or was you just like, hey, listen, like,
Nah, I
nah.
do it. Even people, they be like, "Oh, rabbit tea in hand." And I'm like, and I explain to them, like, I'm not like shy or anything about it. So
Right.
even my kids in my school, they be like, "Oh my God, rabbit tea in hand," and all that, So some kids will make jokes like, "Oh, you get back your hand," so I go along with it because it's just kids, But
Right, yeah.
I just go along with it. But
You think you got some of this upbeat energy because you around the youth and the kids? Like you think that feeds, or that's just how you always been?
That's how I always been a kid.
Okay.
Like I'm always. I like to be around like people who have like positive energy. Like
Right.
the energy. Like for me, like I'm Aquarius, so if I see the energy is not right for me, I don't even. Nah,
yeah.
I'm done. Like for
Right.
real. But I like to be around like positive energy and all that too. Like people just like around good people. That's it. That's what I like to be around. But like even when I was going through the cancer the first time, I was acting as well. But I had to take a time off because I was going through that situation. But yeah, I like acting as well too. But like now it's like I gotta come out and tell my story because a lot of people is dealing with not the same situation I'm dealing with, but they're dealing with something. And then they may not be able to speak out, so like
Right.
they might be looking at me like, oh, I'm an inspiration to others. So
Absolutely.
like, okay, all right, if he can do it, I could do it too.
Absolutely.
So that's the attitude I'm bringing around. It's positivity. So I'm just trying to feed, and I just want to help people too. I've been like that a little kid.
Right.
I've been like that since I was a little kid. Like helping other people. Like I would get in trouble for helping other people. Like even giving my last dollar to somebody. Mom be like, "Oh, why you give your last dollar?" I'm like, that's the right thing to do. Like
Right.
because if he needed more than I did, I'm like, I'm gonna get it anyway. So it doesn't
Right.
matter.
You say acting. You spoke about acting. Did you have any influences growing up? Like any actors that you really kind of was like motivated by, influenced by? Like how big is the acting thing for you? Was it like a real passion, deep passion for you?
Yeah, it's a real passion. But like I like to do like radio and TV. So I went to college for radio and TV. I went to Master Media Communications.
Oh, dope. Dope.
So I was like, let me try something else, and then acting. I was like, okay. So I like to be on camera, and I like to, just like act out and all that. So, and then shout out to my boy Richard Bird for even giving me opportunity to meet different people and be on their projects and all that. So shout out to him.
You spoke about your faith, your strong faith.
Yeah.
Besides God and believing in a higher power, how else do you deal with challenges? Therapy or?
Oh man, that's a good question because my wife was like, oh, if you want to go to therapy, it's good to go to therapy. I mean, like I'm been doing it on my own time. But I think dancing and music is my therapy.
Okay,
gotcha. That's it for me. Like,
gotcha.
Like I feel like if I do dancing and listen to music or whatever case may be, or bring both of them together, that's my therapy. So like if you see in the videos, like I like to entertain the people, So I like to put a smile on somebody else's face because they might be dealing with a situation. They be like, and then look at my video, be like, oh. It make them feel a little bit better about what they be going through. They don't got to think about it and all that. So now that's giving them a little bit of confidence to be like, oh, I can move on with my day just by being motivated by the videos and different things like that.
So you just spoke about giving back good energy.
Yeah.
You spoke about like you would give away your last dollar and get in trouble for things like that.
Yeah.
Where do you get this giving spirit from? Like, do you got think from your mother, your father, or just something that was always in you?
I mean, my grandmother though. I'm not gonna lie.
Your grandmother.
I love my mom and my dad, but my grandmother was just like I said, she was a pillar of the family.
Right.
So I was with her a lot because like my mom and dad worked, so I was with her most of the time. So she really instilled a lot of teachers in me and all that, like how to treat a lady, just have the respect, like just when you see people in the room. You say good afternoon, yes sir, no ma'am, like everything. So she's from she's Guyanese, so she don't play. Like she really was into big and like to family and culture. And, and this is where I get that from, because she's big on family. Before my grandmother had passed away in 2016, I made sure she saw my son. You know, like get the relationship, get the bond and all that. So like when I look at Facebook pictures and even the memories, they show all three of us, and I always try to like follow my grandmother's legacy, you know. So I'm trying to do things and build back the family, like reunions and just like keep the connection with the family, because family is very important. So
absolutely. I
don't even care about no money or nothing like that. I'd rather just be around people and family, like real people that have your back no matter what. Like I tell people all the time, I'd rather have a little bit of people that really tell me the truth and don't sugarcoat anything for me, and don't be fake. Like that's one thing I don't play. I don't like nobody being fake. If you don't like me, just let me know so I know how to move around you.
Right. That's real. Fun fact about you that I learned: you was in the military.
Facts.
And you spent time in Alaska.
Yes, I did.
Speak to how the heck did that come about?
Oh man, that's crazy, because we was in AIT, but I did basic training in Fort Benning, and then I went to Petersburg in Virginia, did AIT. So when we was doing the AIT process, the advanced training process, so they give you some dream lists, which is crazy because they already know where you're going. But like if it's something on your list and it's like a dream list and it's open, like they might give it to you. But other than that, they already know where you going. They got your orders, all that.
Okay.
So Alaska was crazy. I mean, it's a great experience though, because it really taught me how to appreciate where I come from. Because you know I'm from New York City, and like when I went there, I'm like, nah, I'm not. I won't say country out there, but it's just like it's different. Like, what New York City boy gonna be going, like, especially I'm from the hood, like where I'm gonna be sliding down tubes and skiing, like where we doing that? Like no. So when I went to Alaska, it just gave me a different outlook about life too, like the way they eat and everything. So then they got like different wildlife, like bears and moose and all that type of stuff, and people really be hunting and killing bears, and they use that for different things. They cook the bear, or they eat it, clean out the bed and use that as a rug in their house, which is crazy. And then like Moose Burger is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Moose Burger?
I kid you not. I promise you. I swear to everything I love. My sergeant, he's from Alabama. You know how they get down.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went hunting and all that, and then kill a moose and all that. And then the Moose Burger is tender. I'm like, yo, he's like, try it. I'm like, nah. And then I'm like, okay, let me think, be open-minded or whatever. So I'm like, oh, shoot, it tastes good or whatever. Boom. It's crazy, though. I'm like, I would never thought in my wildest dreams I would ever even run into a moose or even, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, the moose, they control everything. Like, this is their area. So, and especially if they go on traffic, I'm like, nah, you got to wait for them to cross over and all that. Like, don't try to outrun them with your car. That's not going to happen.
That's insane. Moose Burger. That's a first, y'all.
Yeah, that's
that
crazy.
Is a first.
Yeah.
I've never heard of no Moose Burger before.
It's good, though.
That's a first.
Yeah.
I don't know if you into Moose Burgers. That's cool. I ain't judging, but it might be good.
Nah, it
might be
good.
good.
I won't suggest y'all to eat it. I mean, I tried it, just try to be open minded.
Nah, I don't play. Listen, I might have took a bite too. I ain't gonna hold you, man. It's moose. I mean, you out there, you might as well eat the moose.
And they fish. They got great fish. Salmon too. Salmon.
Oh yes, Alaskan salmon. Yeah, that shit is hell yeah. Listen, man,
it's crazy out there. But yeah, it's crazy though, because it's longer. It's like 2 seasons. It's like winter and summer, because day joint starts from September all the way to like I think May. And then like in the winter time, I'm like, people wear the tires, or some people get the tires that has studs in it. Basically they pins, like, because it snows so bad it turns to ice.
How cold does it get out there?
What? Oh man. Let me see. I ain't gonna hold you. The coldest I ever felt was negative 35.
What? Jesus Christ.
Negative 35. It's crazy. And then, like, when we did PT, like, in order to have the shiesty, the poo shiesty, the mask, in order to have that, it has to be below 0. It can't be like 5 degrees, 10 degrees. It got to be like below like -2, -3.
What branch of the military?
I was in the Army, but we was in a joint base because it was Air Force, it was Army, so we was in the joint base. Yeah.
Holy moly, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's nuts.
When it snow, it's just I don't know, because it's confusing because it's like it gets cold, but it's like you can't put on a lot of layers because the cold is different. It's like dry cold, so it's gonna get to your skin. So you can't put on mad layers. It's not gonna
right.
It ain't gonna work. You're gonna sweat out. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna turn to cold. But I know. Like even like people got to get starters for their car because. Like,
right. Because the engines, you can't. You ain't gonna be able.
And if you can't even open your doors. I remember one time I was just playing around, like my buddies, my battles, we just playing around, and I was like, okay, if I throw water, let me see, because somebody said if you throw water, it turned to frost. I threw it, sucker up there, it really turned to frost. With the mist, I said, nah, that's crazy. I'm like, nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy because you do see that on TV and stuff, and like cartoons and movies.
Yeah. Oh, the 6 months and the 6 month light and 6 months of darkness is crazy. Bugged out. I got there in July, right? No lie. I got there in July, like 2012 or something like that. July, I kid you not, 24 hours of light. 24 hours of light in the summertime. So it's like 24. And then as the days go down, it goes down like 22, 21, 17, 16, something like that. Then after that, in the wintertime, it gets darker. In like 3 o'clock. It's crazy. It gets dark outside, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
And in New York and Alaska, because I always talk to my family all the time, they like 4 hours behind.
Right.
So the day is longer in Alaska than anything else. So I'm like, oh man. But
wow.
It's not too much to do. That's why it's like so much like people get into alcohol, like DUIs out there, because there's nothing to really too much to do.
Right. It's crazy.
They got the city of Anchorage. It's like small. That's the city of Anchorage. That's the main city of Alaska, but it's small.
Right.
Who's gonna go outside of Anchorage? Like who? Like who's gonna go outside of Anchorage? Everything else is like mountains or whatever. So you might have a little club here, you might have a little lounge here, but other than that, like I did everything. So it was nothing else to do. I went tubing. Did skiing. I will never do that again. Almost lost my life, but
God damn.
Yeah, because if you're not that good at skiing and all that, don't people be trying to compare doing ski like riding a bicycle. Nah, that's
not the same.
Nah, it's not the same.
Not the same at all.
It's different. It's different.
Well, shout out to Alaska, man. That's a hell of a place. It seems like
it's a great scene. Yeah.
You have a love for the youth because you work in a charter school system. What's your role there, and why is it something that you enjoy to do?
I don't know. I'm an operations associate, but I like the kids because I'm a big kid myself, so I kind of relate to them. So I always joke it around. So kids like, you joke around too much. I'm like, yeah, that's just me. So I just joke around with the kids and all that. I build like a great relationship. Like most of the kids that's in the school now, like I build a crazy relationship with them. So
that's dope.
Like when they found out, when I had to break the news to them that I'm not gonna be here for a while due to my sickness and all that, most of them broke down. Like, no, for real again? Like, but other than that, I got like great support. Like meaning when I was out, like they basically make a tribute to my birthday just past year. So they made a tribute. So all the staff and all the kids, they made a tribute to my birthday. So it was wonderful. They had cards out. They wrote their words, and most of the words are so warm. And just it touched my heart though. So
shout out to them.
When I came back today, I was like, oh, they was very happy to see me walk in the building and all that. So it's just, I couldn't even sleep last night either. I was like, oh shoot, I'm really about to go back to work and all that. Because a lot of people was like, yo, you go back to work because you're doing too much. Like, you doing TikTok, you just doing all that. Like, yo, you got too much time in my hands. I did have too much time in my hands. But, it was good to go back to the building and see everybody. You know, they embraced me back like I never left. So that's the thing. So I love kids. I've been like that since I was like growing up.
That's dope. You got into a severe car accident.
Oh yeah,
with your son.
Yeah, I got a severe car accident.
Talk to me about that.
That was April 7, 2023. That's when I was going to go to Connecticut to go visit my family for spring break. So I already had my son for the night before. So we was driving. We was on 95. Heading to the 15 to go to Connecticut. So I don't take 95 because it's like it's traffic and all that. So yeah, I'm driving and all that. So a car came out of nowhere, like a fast car, like a Hellcat, came out of nowhere. Side swipes. I said, oh shoot. So I'm basically trying to like control the car. So by the time I really control the car, all that, I was already like in the dirt. I hit the highway and highway on sign, all that. My car flipped over twice. And it went back. It came back on its wheels.
Dang. Wow.
So I couldn't even open the door, nothing like that. The window broke and all that. I hit my head on the steering wheel. The glasses fell down on the floor. My son in the back seat, all that. So he broke his wrist. I had like not a concussion, but I hit my head so hard, so we ended up leaving in the accident with those situations. But I had to get out the car through the window because the door was so smashed in. So my son in the back seat. So other people came. They helped me trying to get my son out of the car. We did. He was shook up. I was shook up. So his mother was able to locate us because she got a Life 360 on his phone. So when we got the accident, she got the notification and she ended up just come meet us in Connecticut and all that. So which is great. So
wow, thank God.
Thank God too. Yeah, because could have been a lot worse though.
Yeah.
And my son broke his arm, like the same arm that he broke it before that. Yeah. So
how was the recovery process for him? Is he fully healed now?
He fully healed, but like now he every now and then he still like talk about it a little bit, but not too much though. But the recovery process, I was worried for him too because I was like, at one point he didn't want to get into no more cars and all that too. And
I understand. I get it. Yeah.
Even with his mom, so he just think about it. So now I was like, he always make sure you put his seatbelt on all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, always put your seatbelt no matter what. If you're a passenger in the backseat or all that, put your seatbelt on. I never know. See how that's it. I said. Told him like, you see, the seatbelt saved your life, saved mine too, because I could have, it could have been a lot worse. But that window, I was surprised the glass didn't go in my eye and all that. Then the window broke after the car flipped twice, so it's just the impact. So thank God that I was able to come out the accident with like no bruises or anything like that.
Right.
And then my son, I broke my arm. I said, listen, I get it, but I'd rather that than your life because you be there and you'll be probably in the body bag and all that, and I won't even live with myself. So,
right.
And then I was blaming myself the whole time for the accident or whatever. Even though I got hit, but I was blaming myself. I'm like, when you tell your kids that you will not let anything hurt them or whatever. So I felt like I felt my son at that time though. But he was like, Dad, it's not your fault, whatever. And I was like, yeah, it's my fault. I was to make sure you don't get hurt. Like I'd rather take the bullet for you before you take a bullet for me. Like. That's what it is.
Right.
So, but, like my son always been encouraging and always been my inspiration and all that. So, appreciate him for always being on my side no matter what kind of situations we deal with.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Your diabetes.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that too.
Take us down that path. Are you still you're dealing with that now?
I'm doing way better.
Okay.
But January 2018, I found out I was diabetic. I was dealing with diabetic ketoacidosis, basically. So I was diagnosed with that. But at that time, I had a fever, so I was like sick. I had a flu. I was sick the whole weekend. I had my son, whatever the case may be. I was peeing frequently and all that. So I'm taking him home. So I'm taking him, because at the time I ain't had a car, so I was just taking him on public transportation. So taking him on public transportation. And then after that, like my eyes started being blurry and all that. So And then after that, like I took him all the way to Brentwood, which is like in Long Island, where his mom lived at. So I wasn't feeling well, so I was bouncing off the car and everything. So now my son was able to like speak out for me or whatever at the time, but his mom took me to the hospital, which I was like, I ain't going. I ain't gonna lie, she slapped some sense into me. She's like, get your in the car. So I got in the car, whatever the case may be. So I got in the car, to the hospital, whatever. So her sister met her at the hospital and then took the kids, whatever, basically to the house. So they ran tests and everything like that. Found out I was diagnosed with diabetic ketoacidosis, and my sugar level was just off the roof. My sugar, the doctor was like, "Yo, I don't know how you made it, like, cause you're supposed to be like done."
Wow.
Like my sugars was like almost 1,000.
So, how do you go about managing that now?
They got me on insulin and like pills and different things like that. But right now, like I'm doing a lot better. So I've been like eating better. So sometimes I may slip up a little bit, but it's not that bad like it used to be. So,
Right.
But it's very important. Like diabetes running my family and my mama and my dad's side. So it's very important for me and anybody else that's around me that's dealing with diabetes. Always make sure you take your medicine, be on point with your health, know what you're eating, all that. Like, cause for me, sweets is my sweets is my kryptonite, basically.
Right.
Sweets and all that's like kryptonite, but like I said, like with the diabetes, it gave me a different outlook of life. Like, man, like a lot of people be losing limbs, people get blind by that. So it's just like, wow, like for me, my journey in my life, like I'm glad I'm here. And sometimes I don't understand why God be giving me so many chances because of the situations that I'm in and all that. Like I'm be put in. So it's just a blessing to even be around people. Like that's why we always wake up like, oh, I pray like, thank you God for the evening. Like give me the opportunity to live another day and just to be around people.
Right.
And so I could use my aura and basically just educate people or just love people. It's all about love. Like I try to express more love than hate than anything else.
That's dope. What would you say to somebody who's dealing with medical issues, multiple medical issues like yourself, diabetes, cancer? What would you say to somebody who's going through a tough time with that right now?
If you go through tough times, just keep praying and have faith. That's the first thing. And then second thing, make sure you have a support system because you don't want to be alone because you already feel like you're alone, like dealing with the situation. So if you have people that's around your life, that's really positive influence in your life, they'll make your life better because they'll be a great support system. Like for myself, I can't speak for everybody else, but I don't even speak for myself. So my great support system is first is God, and then my wife, my son, and my mom, and my brothers, and my sister, and my immediate family, and all my family across the world, across the globe, and all that. So I always try to stay positive, and I always try to be motivated at all times, no matter what the day is, no matter how I feel and all that. I always try to use motivation to even beat the negativity that comes in my way.
That's dope. Your disability has given you this ability to do or be what?
My disability makes me to understand that even though I got a disability, I'm not gonna let it like dethrone me in anything. So I got to keep moving. So my disability taught me how to appreciate life, appreciate the people that was around you, all that. Because there's people that's in worse situations than I am, people that have no arms, people got no feet, and they still making it. So there's no excuse for me not to make it, and I only got one arm. So if other people is in a worse situation than I am, who to say I can't do it? And they doing it without any problems. They might be going through a situation too. They're human, but they making it look easy, and that's what I do too. Sometimes, most of the time, I make it look easy, like just being myself, and like I like to entertain people and dancing. So just bring the life of people. So I'm the life of the party too. I always tell people I'm the life of the party. I'm one of those guys that, you know, I'm in the middle. I'm in any section. I get it popping, and that's it. So I don't sit around. So
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Zoe, man, I appreciate you sitting down with me today, man. I appreciate you. I admire your strength and your fortitude, your faith. You know, that's important too. I have a strong belief in God as well, and I lean on that when I have my medical issues. So I relate to you there a lot, and I just love the fact that you know, regardless of what life throws your way, you keep going straight. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You keep going straight. So I appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate you, my brother.
And get up out of here on this note. That has been a new episode of This Ability. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share the whole nine. I'm on TikTok too, This Ability Podcast. Make sure you guys add me there. Comment. If you want to get in touch with the guest, please leave a message. All your messages I send directly to the guest to let them know that they are making an impact. And a lot of people have been reaching out. So continue to do that, guys. I appreciate y'all. And until next time, peace.
Peace.